Today we're going to talk about setting up your Mikro Air Jet Sieve such that it can print. First of all, you must connect the Air Jet Sieve to a network, be it a mini broadband router or your actual corporate network. What you do is you connect your Cat5 into the connection here on the lower bottom beneath my finger. You also make certain that you have your broadband router connected to the Jet Sieve, as well as the broadband router connected to the printer. Now that's for the mini. If you're working with your corporate network, what we then do is just connect directly to the Jet Sieve, and then the other end is connected to your router, which then has a compatible printer on the network. Now that we've connected up the various components, we're going to make sure the unit has been powered and it all are ready for operation. Notice the Air Jet Sieve has completely powered and you're in the setup screen. What we're now going to do is to go to the options page, which is extremely vital, and that is to store the IP address of the printer. Once the IP address has been entered, you must press the save button, as which you can see a window confirms that the IP address has been saved, so when you hit the print button, printing works successfully. The printer must be capable of accepting a PDF language. A list of compatible printers have been developed. Prior to printing, you must identify the IP address of your printer, whether you are on a network or a mini broadband router LAN. The IP address for this particular printer, which has been assigned by the broadband router, is located in this section. Once we have identified the IP address, we must save it on the Air Jet Sieve as mentioned earlier. As you can see, the IP address has already been saved. Once the printer's address has been entered, we're now going to press the save button, which will save the IP address so that when you press the print button, the analysis report will be printed. After the IP address has been set and saved in the options page, we're now going to start a new test. You must hit repeat test, load preset, or clear data in order to enter in any of these fields. As you can see, I've preloaded the field of the company with the name video, then my name, then the sample, and then the lot number. Notice in my name there is an underscore. It is vital, and I cannot repeat that enough, that nothing but underscores can be used to separate words. No periods, alias, no punctuations, no spaces. The reason for that is because these four fields establish the file name that's used. Equally important is, in order to print, we must have a USB stick inserted in one of the USB ports. What occurs is, because the operating system here of the Mikro Air Jet Sieve is a Droid base, we send the saved information when we press the print button to the USB stick. The USB stick then sets up the command to send to the printer itself. Once you've performed your analysis, in this case here I've taken the liberty to preload one that's already been run, we're going to go to the reports page. On the reports page you also have a section here called notes. That will permit up to 2 lines of notes. In this case, spaces are permissible. However, after running the test, I suggest that you press the save button, because what that does is it saves the analysis on the internal memory of the unit prior to running your print. When we hit print, it automatically prints. It gives you the information that it's been successful, and it will, based upon the IP address, send the command to the appropriate printer. This is irrelevant as to whether you're on the mini LAN or your corporate network. This is one style of printing. This happens to be a Lin print. Now, with Rosin Rambler, you can also use the same data, and you can go to settings. You can make adjustments in the settings, because what we're going to do is use the Rosin Rambler regression values. We can change the percentages, which will change the values. However, once they're set, we're going to leave it that way because it's preset, and then we're going to hit print again. Now, notice the same action takes place. We clear that, and the printing occurs. In this case here, you now get the Rosin Rambler regression values. You still see the same graphs. You're working off of the same basic information. It gives you that added information. Extremely important, the Rosin Rambler values will not be displayed unless 2 sieve screens have established how much weight before and after has occurred for those particular micron size screens. All right, once you've print your analysis out, what we're going to do is we want to make sure, notice the USB stick here. In the event that you had an error and it just showed that the information was saved on the internal memory, but it did not print, a couple of things may have occurred. Most likely there were spaces or punctuation put in place of one of the 4 fields. The other thing is that after everything has been saved onto the USB stick, the USB stick can be removed after turning off the instrument, unplugging it, and install it in any computer. What's saved here is every time the print button, either in the Lin or the Rosin Rambler, a copy of the printout is saved in a PDF format on the USB stick. What's really nice is that you can perform 50,000 plus analysis for every gig on the USB stick. So you'll have a lifetime of analysis saved on that one USB stick. However, it must be inserted prior to turning the power on the unit. Provided you follow these minimal instructions, you should have no problem whatsoever in printing either through your corporate network or via a mini LAN broadband router. Thank you.